Hi, people. I know you just probably saw me, or you're going in back to back, or you're like, she hasn't changed. I'm just covering everything because I've been missing that action and I got to catch up on some things with you. The N word. Okay, so the N word pops back up, and everybody's having this whole, it's Black History Month. I always look at when things pop up or when it's a conversation or whatever's going on. So the N word is a big issue, and who shouldn't say it and yada yada yada. But let me explain something to you first. People forget to start at the basics and come forward. Do your homework. Go all the way back, because I dig all the way in the crates. It's called, it's when you had a bunch of crates of records and you had to go through what you wanted to find. I go all the way back. The N word is an issue because it does belong, in opinion, this is an opinion channel, in opinion, it belongs to us. African Americans, us, when I say that, or brown people. I'll say brown people because there's different, there's Aborigines, there's dark skinned Italians, there's Caribbeans, there's, so for those who were called nigger. People don't like that word. Let's look at where it derived from. The Spaniards were the beginning of the slave trade, and that was in 14 something that the Spaniards were running through the Caribbean and moving around the Negro. Negro, negro, means black. It's dark. At some point between 14 something and 1619, which is when the first slave trade was done by a Dutch person in this, when it was the colonies, and I think it was the Virginia colony, it was a colony at the time, is when the Dutch, now these people have, in the English, have been calling, these darker skinned different people, slaves, negros. When you start speaking to people with a different tongue, as the time goes along, it starts to change. And when you really trickle all the way down to about the 1700s, by the time that people are freer with alcohol and illiterate because all they know how to do is do and not anything else, the dialect changes. It's a mingle. It's a drunk tongue. It's all of these things. You got the English, you got the Dutch, you got Brits, you have, all of the natives that are here who are calling us, different things too. It becomes nigger. We're past the 1700s. We're going to jump into the 1960 something and up. And now after 1990 something, it has become nigga. It's a problem. It is a very sore point for most. But let's look at the history. It has always been ours. It was given to us, yes, by some Spaniards. It has a very nasty connotation. I am not just a color. But now you're not going to make it an issue because it's not comfortable for you as a reminder. We reminding each other all the time, if that's your choice, to say, look how far we came. We made it through that. My family made it through that. My ancestors made it through that. My whatever made it through that. And they can't even keep a word. We so powerful. It's mine, and I'm going to play with it as I choose. Don't call me a nigga. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't care for none of that. But I do understand the mindset of others. And until you start to do your homework, your history, and have the conversation, it's always going to be a sore point. But you can't tell me what I'm going to say to the next black person. Let them tell me. You don't own the word, nor do you have the opportunity or the chance to say it, because it's going to change the rest of your life or your experiences. But let me own, since I had to own all the rest of that and my family had to make it through, let me own that if I choose to. And the only people that can correct us on that is our elders. If they choose to say, I don't care to hear you say that. You will never stop us from saying anything that belongs to us. It's ownership. Now y'all should try owning some of your part in it. Short and brief. I hope I got to the whole evolution of it. because I'm really so tired and I'm over it. Share this link. Twitter, Tiffany Box. I think it's Tiffany Box Pink. I'm gonna eventually do something with In the Pink Life, but this is still catching up in a work in progress. So click on all the other links, catch up real quick. I've chopped everything down for you, and I'll see you next week.